Thank you, Stuart, for the introduction, and welcome everybody. Thank you for being here, and a big thank you to Reed Corporate for putting on another fantastic two-day event here on the Gold Coast. So it's the first time I'm presenting under the Venari brand. Our shareholders recently approved the name change from Astute Metals. On the ASX, we're still trading under the ASE ticker, and we'll do so for the next few weeks. But around about mid-October, we'll be trading under a new code, which is VMS. Now, Venari, it's Latin, and it means to hunt. And the hunt is about the pursuit, it's about a strategy, and it's about a reward. It's also about the leadership that can actually deliver on bringing that reward in. From an exploration perspective, we're going out of the wilderness and it's coming back with something of value. And that's what we're all about. Now, there's two strings to the Venari bow. The Needles Gold Project, where we're drilling targets at an underexplored large epithermal system. And the Red Mountain Lithium Project, where we're drilling out the high-grade zone of a large-scale lithium deposit. Now, both of these projects are located in Nevada. It's the world's premier mining jurisdiction. The leadership of Venari, we all have skin in the game, hold about 12% of the company, and with a track record of creating value. We're very well resourced after a recent $5.5 million capital raise, and we've got multiple share price catalysts in the coming months. We've got 6 opportunities for gold and silver discovery for our current drilling campaign at the Needles Gold Project, and the opportunity for a re-rate off the back of a high-grade maiden mineral resource estimate in our lithium project. Strong news flow to round out the year, and with with an enterprise value of $12.5 million, Venari is very good value for money. Just a corporate overview, 710 million shares on issue, a market cap of about $14 million. That cash, 1.7 million in the bank, doesn't include the 4.1 tranche 2 from our recent capital raise, which will be settled in the next few days. Top 20 shareholders hold just under 61% of the company, and so it's pretty tightly held. Our chairman, Tony Leibowitz, is heavily involved in the company with just under 11%. And who do you want on your hunting party? Well, you want an experienced team, and you want some expertise, and perhaps someone that's bagged a big prize before. Our chairman, Tony, he was one of the founding directors of Pilbara Minerals when he came on board, about a $2.5 million market cap, and when he left 3 years later, over a $1 billion market cap. So that's some serious value creation, and it's in lithium, one of the commodities that we're exploring for. Myself, I'm a geologist, about 20 years experience of base metal, critical minerals, exploration and resource development, and Vince has rounding out the board, has over 40 years of corporate finance and international M&A experience. Now, Nevada is the premier mining jurisdiction in the world. In the last 5 years, it's made top 3 in the Fraser Institute surveys every single year. It's well serviced by infrastructure. It has an excellent workforce, mining friendly, transparent permitting processes, and the federal government in the US has, in the Trump administration, has real serious support for establishing critical metal supply chains. In fact, just announced yesterday in the news was the Development Finance Corporation is in negotiations for a $5 billion fund to meet US critical mineral supply. I'll start off with our gold project. I won't talk about all the projects in Nevada, but this map has the main ones. The nearest 2 projects to Needles, which is on the map in red, is Round Mountain. It's a 20 million ounce project and has very similar geology to what we have at Needles. The second one is called Silicon Merlin, and it's located to the southwest of the project, just down here. Now the significance here, this was discovered in 2018 by Anglo Gold Ashanti, and was discovered off the back of recognising there was high level alteration that was high in an epithermal system. All the historical drilling had been shallow, and that the best potential lay underneath. They drilled 2 holes, and on the second hole made a discovery. It's now over 16 million ounces. So you can still make a world-class discovery in Nevada if you recognise your alteration. And that's exactly what we have here at Needles. This is what our alteration footprint looks like. You're looking at a satellite image of kaolinite. That's a clay mineral that forms high up in these epithermal systems. Most of the drilling here at Needles has been shallow, so there's excellent potential underneath. The coloured points on the map are rock chip samples, and we've got high-grade gold, high-grade silver, up to 33 grams per tonne gold, up to over 1,000 grams per tonne silver. So we have a big system. We know it's fertile with gold and silver. There's a number of historical mines there. One of them is down to 100 metres, mined by hand, and they didn't do that for fun. So we've got a lot of potential here. The most prospective exploration is yet to be tested. It's underneath all the old drilling. There's a rig currently at site, and we are deep in the chase right now. Just a few shots of what it looks like on site. The big image there it came out of the Arrowhead mine. That's that 100-metre deep mine. That's veined, clay-altered material, 2.5 grams per tonne gold, over 1,000 grams per tonne silver, and so very high-grade gear. That image on the top right is the eastern shaft. Now this shaft doesn't look like much, but there's a bunch of rock chips around here nearby to this shaft. 33 grams per tonne gold, 28 grams per tonne gold, up to 622 grams per tonne silver. Never seen a drill hole. So we're going to put 2 holes underneath that. And that's the RC. The final image you got there is our RC drill rig. As I said, it's on site now, chipping away. Now these are the targets. I've talked a bit about Eastern Shaft. Tomahawk is a 200-metre trend of high-grade gold and silver rock chips. Never seen a hole, again. Arrowhead mine, we're going to drill underneath the mine, down plunge. No one's done that. And Whopper Junior, we've got some really high-level pathfinders of arsenic, antimony, and mercury. That's a very exciting one. Drilling underway. Now, it's no secret that lithium's had a tough couple of years. But the fact is, the fundamentals for lithium are very, very good. In fact, if you look at the first 6 months of this year, EV sales globally up by 28%, and grid-scale batteries, or battery energy storage systems, deployments of them are up over 50% over last year. That is huge demand. In fact, UBS have forecast that lithium demand is going to triple by 2030. And the current mines and operations out there, simply, there's no way they can meet that demand. There is a massive tsunami coming. Are you ready for it? Now, I've talked a little about why I like Nevada as a jurisdiction. It's got great geology, and particularly for these lithium deposits. Lithium clay deposits, we don't really get them in Australia. They're large, they're low strip ratio, they're soft rocks, and so that means relatively cheap mining. But the key thing is that you can produce a battery-grade lithium carbonate directly at the mine. So you're not producing a concentrate that you're sending to a third party that may or may not have geopolitical implications. You're producing a battery-grade lithium carbonate at the mine, and you're going to sell it for $11,000 a tonne in today's pricing versus, say, $700 a tonne for a concentrate. So that's why we like these. Now, we set out to find one of these in 2023, and we went rock chip sampling and did reconnaissance over 8 spots in Nevada. And this is what we came up with. We came up with some interesting soils and rocks. We staked some ground at Red Mountain. We put the first hole in May last year, and since then it's gone from strength to strength. We've done 19 holes, 18 of which have had high-grade lithium mineralisation. When I say high grade, we're getting some intersections over 3,000 parts per million lithium. And just for context, most of these kinds of deposits in the US, their average resource grade is below about 900. So this is a real standout. We've done metallurgical test work to show that the lithium leaches like a dream, and there's beneficiation potential that can upgrade lithium at the front end and remove your acid consumers. Trying to communicate the scale potential of this project can be challenging. We put out this exploration target in February this year. 1.1 to 1.5 billion tonne exploration target at between 4.7 and 10.7 million tonnes of contained lithium carbonate. For context, there's only a handful of lithium companies on the ASX that have resources with over 10 million tonnes LCE. Now, we're not going to drill this whole thing out right now. We're focusing on the high grade part of this project. There's two boxes in the slide in front of you, in blue, and they're the high grade parts. That's where the focus of our drilling is going to be for our maiden mineral resource that we're looking to put out by the end of the year. So, as you know, we're drilling right now. We're drilling at Needles. We're testing 6 high-grade gold-silver targets. And then we're going to take that rig and we're going to take it over to Red Mountain, and then we're going to drill 13 or so holes that are going to feed into the maiden mineral resource estimate for this project. There's a lot of news flow. We're drilling now. We're going to have assays come out in the next couple of months. On top of that, we've got some metallurgical test work. We're looking to produce a battery-grade lithium carbonate from Red Mountain, and we're going to finish up the year with a maiden mineral resource estimate. So I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people since yesterday, and it's been fantastic. And I can see you're on the hunt as well. You're looking for opportunity, you're looking for value creation. Perhaps you're looking for something in a commodity that is a bit unloved. You're looking for the next big thing. Well, I would say to you, invest in Venari. Come along for the hunt. We have an experienced leadership team with a track record of creating real serious value, and in lithium. We've got a simple strategy. We were drilling out high-grade gold-silver targets, looking for discovery in the near term. And also, we're going to drill out a high-grade lithium clay deposit in one of the best jurisdictions in the world, and in the US, which, as you know, is very critical minerals hungry. We're fully funded with 5.5 million after our recent capital raise. We've got strong news flow to see out the rest of the year. So I'd just like to say thank you for your time today. I'd love to talk to you a bit more about our great projects. 15 minutes isn't that long, so please come see me in the booth. I'm in the side room over here, and I'd love to talk to you a bit more. Thank you.